What's going on, guys? It's your average consumer, and today we're going to be taking a look at what's on my Android phone in 2018. And if you saw last year's version, then you've got a good idea of the layout I like to use, but I'm going to show you how I changed things up this year. And right here I've got the Huawei Mate 10 Pro. And huge shout out to Huawei for sponsoring today's video. And if you haven't checked out my video on the Mate 10 Pro, it's a solid phone worth checking out with amazing battery life, great performance, and a few tricks up its sleeve. If you want to learn more and catch that video, I'll have a few links down below in the description. But onto the apps and layout that I've been using on Android this year. First up on the home screen, you'll notice my live wallpaper, and honestly guys, I used to use this way back in the day, like when live wallpapers just got to Android. And this one is called Galaxy Pack. It has a few different preset live wallpaper themes, and they all look great, come in a variety of colors, and have some nice motion effects. And like I said, these wallpapers have been around forever, but they still look really good on 2018 flagships. There are free versions with separate Galaxy themes, but if you want the entire pack, it'll cost you just $2. Now in terms of my layout, I'm using Huawei's main date and time widget, which is actually pretty clean. It gives me the time and weather, very simple stuff, it's accessible and absolutely necessary. Now on the bottom is where you find more of my standard stuff like my Google search bar widget, my phone and messages apps, as well as my browser and camera, all essentials that I want quick access to at all times. I've also made sure I have access to the Play Store for whenever I want to download a new app, as well as a folder that has all the Google apps that I use on a daily basis. I'm talking Gmail, Google Maps, Google Play Music, YouTube, you get the picture. Now, of course, to the left of that, we've got the Google Now section that gives me updates on all of my interests, like basketball, tech, and even gaming and headphones. If you haven't really taken the time to let Google Now know the kind of things that you're interested in, you probably should. There's a lot of great articles and information in there. And let's face it, Google probably knows already. Now, to the right of my home screen is where I have my secondary but very important apps. At the very top, you guys have seen this before. This is my YouTube Live section where I have a live sub count widget that lets me know how many of you folks joined the UAC fam. And to the right of that is where I have my studio app where I jump into the comment section to talk to you guys, as well as check out the analytics to my videos. I've got that YouTube app and the subscriber count app where that widget originates from, and the Social Blade app that lets me keep an eye on how the channel's performing every day. Some days are better than others, but underneath that I've got the calendar widget called Calendar Widget. But with this, I can see the items on my calendar right at a glance, right on the homepage. I love the transparent look since it keeps the homepage looking nice and clean. But of course, under that, you guys know I like to keep all of my apps in nice clean folders, and I've got a few right here. Of course, I got my games. Right now, I've been spending way too much time playing this game called Hyper Heroes. They call it this marble-like RPG, where you can power up heroes and send them dashing towards opposing enemies. And honestly, if you're one of those people who just like to see their characters progress and grow in strength, this is a very fun game, and it's super addicting. And of course, you guys have seen me talk about this a lot in my Real Day in the Life videos, Sonic Forces. Now, I'm a big Sonic fan, so this game is an absolute must for me, and this thing is just downright fun once you get the hang of it. And you know I had to get PUBG Mobile on here, and I'm not gonna say I play this a ton. I played it a few times, and I can see why everyone's going crazy for it. I do wish Fortnite was on Android, but you know, it's obviously coming. But right now, PUBG Mobile, it's pretty solid. And I've even got some of my older games like Pokemon Go, which I really don't ever play anymore, but I can't bring myself to delete it. I got Asphalt 8, which is a racing game. I feel like I've got to have at least one racing game on all of my phones at all times, just for when I'm like stupid bored. So I got Asphalt 8 here, which is a classic for me. Now next up is my entertainment folder where I catch all of my latest shows, mainly consisting of anime. So I've got Netflix where I'm watching Fate Apocrypha, as well as the latest episodes of Voltron. Must-watch shows, trust me, as well as the typical stuff that I watch over dinner with Ari. But then I've got the more hardcore anime apps like Crunchyroll and Funimation, and I can't not have Hulu. I highly recommend watching My Hero Academia. It's on Hulu, I believe Crunchyroll as well. It's probably all over the place. Definitely watch that. And Double O Gundam, definitely watch that one. And I've also got Amazon Prime Video, which you don't typically hear much about, but there are some nice gems over there. And I've got all the standard social media apps in this folder over here. I'm pretty much on everything. If you're not following me on Instagram or Twitter or anything like that, I've got links to all of my accounts down below in the description. Hit me up. And next up, I've got my music folder. Now, I've always been a hardcore Google Play Music listener, but I started to try out Apple Music once it came out. And now, even though I am super late, I recently got on Spotify and I'm really starting to see the benefit of being on Spotify for discovering new artists, new kinds of music that I haven't been listening to before. It is amazing. I understand why everyone's on it. Now my last folder is kind of like a miscellaneous folder, but I've still got some very important apps in here. I'm talking uber important. But besides the regular Uber app, I've also got Uber Eats, which me and Ari have been using way too frequently. You guys know us. We don't cook. It's terrible, but it is so convenient. I've also got Microsoft OneNote, which is hands down my favorite note app. I love it because you can use it on pretty much any platform. No matter what device I'm using, it's one of the first apps I make sure is on there. So whether that's an iPhone or an Android device, or even just a regular Windows desktop, my MacBook, being able to access my notes and my scripts on any OS is just amazing, so I love it for that reason. I've also got some pretty cool apps like Adobe Lightroom, which is where I edit all of my photos before I upload them to IG or Twitter. It's an easy to use app that allows for some great control to really bring your photos to life. There's also this other really cool app that I definitely recommend called Onenote. Now this is a pretty cool app if you want to add a reminder or a note of any sort to your notification bar. It's really simple. You just type up your message and it stays in your notification bar until you send it away. It's great if you want to have this constant reminder for something, or if you want to just write a nice little positive message to yourself. It's really simple, but it's really cool to have. And while I don't have it in a folder, one app that I really do recommend is Gboard. I love it because it's nice and easy to type on. It has swipe functionality, so I know a lot of people are familiar with that. I also like the ability to Google search something right from the keyboard, so if you're in your messages, you can quickly send somebody a link to something. You got access to your emojis, your GIFs, all kinds of great stuff. I use this thing on all of my Android devices as well as iOS. So this is my main keyboard for almost every smartphone that I use. Now this is pretty much my layout and all of the new and old apps that I've been using this year. I'm always interested in hearing cool new apps. So if you guys have some nice recommendations, let me know down below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be the cool guy or girl that gives this video a thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Till then, it's your average consumer. Peace.